to Stephen Hawking passing away yesterday?
My reaction to Stephen Hawking passing away yesterday was sadness, because I think he was an amazing scientist, and if you think of all the things he's discovered, what more could he bring to the field of cosmology?
Okay, so how did he, as a fellow scientist, influence your work?
Well, I would say that myself and Stephen Hawking are not on the same calibre as scientists, to tell you the truth, even in terms of disciplines, because he's a physicist and I'm a biologist. But when I was about your age, I did try and read A Brief History of Time, and it confused me, but it made me, spur me on to want to study more science and to be able to understand these things. But I think, and he is probably one of the world's most famous scientists, you know, even primary school children know who Stephen Hawking is. And I'm really pro science being a thing that people can do in their jobs and their careers.
Okay, so do you think he's one of the greatest scientists to have ever lived, and if so, why?
Because his work on the theory of relativity and black holes is fundamental, and it can influence on how we are here and why we're here. He is talking about the origins of the universe, and that's an amazing question. I think everyone wants to know why we're here.
Okay, and do you think he's comparable to scientists such as Isaac Newton or Galileo?
Absolutely. His work is so fundamental, and I think, especially if you are a physicist or someone who's a higher thinking brain, that I don't think me as a mini scientist even understands how fundamentally important what he's figured out.
Okay, that's all of the questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Elliot Humphreys reporting from the BBC at Bramcote College, where today we will be interviewing Leo Jakes on the sad death of Stephen Hawking. So, Leo, what does Stephen Hawking mean to you?
He meant a lot to me because he was, despite his debilitating disease, he was still able to discover so much about science and the modern world and why we're here.
Yes. Now, do you think that his work will be remembered throughout history?
Definitely. He was one of the leading cosmologists, and he definitely won't be forgotten.
Nice. So, how do you find his work? Do you find it inspiring, or do you find it a load of crazy talk?
I find it inspiring but confusing.
Yes, that's what most people do say about his books. Oh my god.
The late Stephen Hawking sadly passed away on March the 14th, 2018, after battling with motor neuro disease for over 50 years. MND degenerates the muscles and slowly leaves you paralysed. This process would kill you eventually, and Stephen was only going to last 2 years, but he proved everyone wrong by living a full 55 years with his disease. It degenerates the voluntary muscles, and many people only last up to 3 years with it. It's also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. 98% of people with it are men. 1 in every 50,000 people catch it. It translates to muscle malnourishment, and it is incurable. It's also a disease in the spinal cord.